Good morning. So welcome to our chair yoga practice. We will be doing this morning and then leaving it on the recordings for later use. Today's practice will be an option for re-entry to a workout plan, or maybe you just need something a little easier to do. It's going to be a lot of mindful breathing and stretching, options for standing. So if you wanted to use the chair the whole time and stay seated, I'll be showing some stand-up options as well as sitting down. So as I always say, you get to be you, which is how it should be, right? So I'm going to go approach my chair, and we'll begin with Samastiti, where we come to the moment. We come to be present. So you can either sit in what's called Tadasana, feet rooted, legs engaged, bandhas in, lifted tall, arms down, or you could stand, perhaps in front or behind your chair. Rooted feet, engaged legs, bandhas, chest up, fingers actively to the earth. As you're sitting and standing, being mindful that how we are rooted into the earth, that we use our muscles to hold our bones up rather than letting them hang. The energy of lifting through the crown of the head to fight that gravitational pull. And once you feel that you're in good order, standing or seated, you can leave your eyes open, lower, or close, and tune into your breath. So the breath for some of us tends to be a little on the shallow side. As you observe that breath, see if you can bring a little more to it by tightening through the abdominal wall to expel the air, and to expand the ribs as you breathe in the lungs. There is a style of breathing in yoga referred to as Ujjayi or Ujjayi breathing. And that has an auditory component. So if that breath, instead of just moving in and out of your nasal passages, moves through the throat, as if to say, ah, but with your mouth closed, that might add that connectivity so that when you're practicing, you're more aware of the breath instead of figuring out what to do with your body. As you wander through your body with your mind, notice where you might naturally hold tension, some of us in the shoulders, some in the low back. And if you are feeling the low back, the action of Uddiyana, that zipper motion, can lend support to the back. So in yoga, we count by breaths. Let's take 3 more breaths. And with your next breath, let the arms stretch to the sides of your space, joining the palms together, maybe slightly bowing the head, adjusting your attitude to one of gratitude. Gratitude, so helpful for so much in our life. Things go sideways, and yet look at your blessings. And so as we right ourselves, standing or sitting, we're going to just start with our extremities. So I'm going to move my arms in a circle. I might also want to pick up a foot and circle through the ankle. And it doesn't matter which way they go. So if I were standing, I might want to pick up a foot and do it this way, or leave my foot down and do it this way. So I'm starting at the ends of my body. These are my phalanges. I'm going the other way. Okay, if you're on one leg, switch legs. Continue the breath. And sometimes as we move through some of these poses, our body says, ooh, not really sure about this. Pause, stand back, or sit in Tadasana. So your third eye knower, your third eye chakra, your knower will guide you. Anything I suggest that you say, oh, that doesn't seem like a good idea, you should not need to do. Okay, elevate the shoulders and depress the shoulders. And you usually can figure out where the breath supports the movement. The inhale as you raise the shoulders, the exhale as you push them down, tightening through the abdominal wall. So if there's some shoulder issues, you want to move mindfully through this next series of movements. End up with the shoulders in between, not up, not down. Retract shoulders, protract shoulders. Keep this movement going as I just showed. This is done standing. Sometimes standing, you fall back into those patterns of slouching or rounding. So continue to hold your good Tadasana, the mountain pose. And then pause. Put your hands on your shoulders and let the elbows move. Now I'm starting small, but I'm going to grow the movement. Starting small, don't worry which way, I'll have you go the other way in a moment. See how far around, and does each shoulder feel the same? Because sometimes they don't. I'm going to change directions. Maybe I'll go back to that small and enlarge it. So again, I'm going to go from sitting to standing just so that everybody feels like they have someone to follow. And pause, Tadasana. Crossing the arms in front and behind. So if you're sitting in the chair, you'll likely run into that chair. If you're standing, maybe not. It's always good to be aware of your space. And you see, I'm working in bare feet today. It's not that you have to, shoes are okay. Pause with your arms by your side. This is where I turn the palms upward and reach the arms out. Turn the palms downward and press the arms back. Now I'm going to start leaning, and I'll show this standing, and I'll turn sideways. So when the arms go up, I'm going to lean back a little, and then when the arms go back, I'll lean forward. So whichever way the arm's going, I'm going back. If I were sitting, I'm at the end of my chair, so I lean back and I lean forward. Make sure the feet stay grounded. There is no rounding. Find your breath. Inhale as the arms go forward. Exhale as the arms go back. And finish with the arms back. And open your legs. So if you're seated, you're going to go more here. If you're standing, just open out to here, a little wider than your hips. Bring the arms in front of you. Turn both palms off to what would be your right. If you're standing, bend the knees, and we're going to push as if the air in front of us is very thick, and it's difficult to push the arms. If you're seated, same thing. Now for this one, breathe out when you push. Use your core to support those limbs that are floating out there in space. So feel the activation of your core, as minimal as it might be. And then return back, center. Walk your feet back together, sitting or standing. Leave your left hand, if you're at the chair, down on the edge or the seat of the chair. Standing, just leave your arm reaching to the earth. Turn your palm forward of the right arm so that the shoulder is open, the chest is open, and begin moving the arm up, being mindful that the shoulder doesn't elevate. As the palm goes up, it turns inward until it's overhead. If you were standing, this arm is down, you started with the palm forward, then the palm turned in, So with the fingers reaching above, the palm is in. If you're standing, you're going to slide the arm down your side on the left, causing you to tip and lean. For those in the chair who might need a little support for the back, go ahead, use the edge or the seat of the chair to support you. Bandhas, breath, stiffen the elbow. Imagine you're squeezing a pillow, be it standing or seated. Squeeze that pillow, lift up, let the arm go down with the palm forward, and return to Tadasana. Same thing other side. Those of you seated, put the hand on the chair. Those standing, we all turn the palm forward and let it rise up, turning the palm inward towards your body. Rooting into the earth, sliding right hand down as you gently lean. So the standing variation, a little more challenging. You don't have any support for your back to lean on. But you do if you're seated in the chair. Stiffen the arm. Find your breath. Squeeze that imaginary pillow between the legs. Rise all the way up. And let's lower the arms. Excellent. So from seated position, you're going to open your left leg out to the side. Now there's some options for seated position, but we'll address them later. If you're standing, you'll do pretty much the same thing, and feel free to move to behind the chair as you step your left leg out with the knee bent, the right leg straight. Let me show you the other option is if you stood behind the chair so you could steady yourself, left foot off, right foot though. Front knee bent, body faces the chair. So I will start from the chair with the easiest option. Variation number 1, bandhas. Bandhas, spine is lifted. If you're holding the back of the chair, you're here. If your hands are on your legs, you're here. So shift your ribs a little and put your left hand on your thigh. And release your right arm with the palm up as we did a moment ago. If I were here, I might put that foot back so I look like this. I may just stand up and do this, or I may be positioned behind the chair. Once we all have the left knee bent and the right leg straight, or if you're opting out of that leg straight, sometimes that causes hip cramps. You're going to again reach the arm up, turning the palm inward to side angle pose, leaning with the support of your hand either on the chair, on your thigh, side angle pose. Side angle pose. Breathing. Standing has an element of balance. Opening through the chest. So use the hand that's down below for support and bring the body back up. Release the arm, lower the arm, and if your leg is extended and you're seated, you're going to drag it in and bring the legs back. If you're standing behind the chair or here, just turn both legs forward and leave them apart for the time being. Check in with how you feel. We've done something on one side, let's move to the other. For those standing, turn your right foot without turning your body away from me. Left foot skews in a little bit, bend the front knee. If you stand behind the chair, you'll have a little more support. If you're just in the chair, you've got it in case you need to sit down. For those who are seated, you're going to open that right leg as we did on the other side. Either stay here or slide the left leg out. So you either have your legs apart or you have them modified. Bandhas, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana action, lift your spine, right hand on the right thigh, left arm stretches out. Out is to the side, sometimes they end up a little forward, so really open yourself up, pushing back against gravity. Draw your breath in, reach the arm up, and lean with the support of your hand, side angle pose. Option with one knee bent for those seated. extending the leg out, also seated or standing up. If that arm on top is in front of your face, try and move it back. If you're looking for a more challenging variation, turn your focus upward. Push on the hands supporting your back and rise up. Let the arm release down. Either turn forward if your back leg is out, slide it in. For those who may be standing up, come back to your chair as we all will sit down for this next one. So I'm out at the end of my chair. Tadasana. Bandhas, breath. A little more for the hips. So we just did a little movement for the hips. You can leave your arms down. You can make it more challenging by holding your arms out to the side. It will fatigue your shoulders, but that's not a bad thing. So I'm going to pretend like I'm stepping up and out. So my leg lifts up and it goes out and comes back. I'll do that same side over and over and over again. See where your breath can support this movement of lifting the leg and opening it. As you begin to feel it fatigue, be careful your body doesn't start rocking back, because it sometimes will do that. So secure yourself with your bandhas and be as steady as possible. Twice more. As you come back center, lower the arms if they were up. Feel how the body is responding. It says, oh, nice, a little break. Sitting tall, float the arms out again as an option, this time using your left leg. The leg comes up and goes out and back. So we're isolating through the hip joint, strengthening the hip flexor, using a range of motion pretty functional to us all, remaining nice and tall. Again, if the arms up don't work, let them be down in Tadasana. Keep using your breath to support the work. Once more, we all come to Tadasana. So I'm going to slip my hands under the right thigh, lean back, and it's okay to actually lean on the chair back, though you don't have to. So I've already done some ankle circles, but usually I would do some here. We're going to move right ahead to straightening and bending the leg. And if I angle a little, you don't have to move. You can see my leg will straighten, maybe up high, maybe out, maybe down low. It matters not. What matters is that you do try and straighten and bend your leg while remaining lifted, because there might be a tendency to collapse. So lift up your heart, straighten and bend the leg. Where is your breath? Slowly lower the leg. Take a breath with the arms up overhead. And exhale down. Bring the hands under your other leg. Lean back, engage through your core. Sorry, it's a habit to circle my ankle and go right to straightening and bending the leg. So maybe your hamstrings are very tight and your leg doesn't want to straighten. Go a little lower so you can get it to go straight at the knee. If you happen to have more mobility in the back of your leg and it goes higher, well, that's okay. Strong back. Mindful breath. And my last one as I bring the leg down, returning to Tadasana. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, arms lower. Next one has an option of seated or standing. We're going to be sitting with one leg extended. So for those choosing the chair, feel free to hold on to the seat of the chair or even the back of the chair. You're gonna pick up a leg, extend it out, and just hold it there. For those who might want to do a standing, more challenging variation, you come to the side of the chair, use the leg on the opposite side. You'll bend the knee in, you'll extend the leg out. I'll then suggest that you let go and bring the arms overhead. So I'll do the first one in the chair for those who are choosing that option. For those of you standing, get thee to the side of the chair. Bandhas are very important here. The torso is going to try and collapse, so stay strong. On your breath in, pick up your knee. On your breath out, extend your leg. If you dare, open the arms. If you wish, arms overhead. Return the arms to the side. Keep the leg up, you can do it. Bring the arms down. If you're in the chair, hold on. As you exhale, put your leg down. Feel the calm. For those at one side, move to the other side. People in the chair, just do that same thing we did with your other leg. I'll be with the standing people this time. On the inhale, pick up your knee. On the exhale, extend your leg. On the inhale, open your arm or arms. Bring arms overhead as an option. Back to your side. Down to your side. And release your leg. Excellent. A lot of work for the hip flexor here. So we're going to move to open and stretch that. Have an option for both standing and seated. If you're in the chair, you're going to turn towards your right side and put both knees facing that way. Drop the front knee down, hold on to the back of the chair, don't pull yourself over. So my toe is turned under, though that doesn't work for everybody, so you can put the top of your foot down. And then you want to squeeze with your bum, like you were going to get a shot in your tush. And as you squeeze that tush, it pushes the hip forward. You will lift up the chest. I'm holding on with my back arm to the back of the chair. I will either let my arm go front, out, or up. For those who stand, it will be a crescent pose. I would say behind the chair is the safest way. You again will do the same thing. Going to the right side, your right leg will be in front, your left leg will be back. For this one, you do stay on the ball of the foot. My front knee is bent, my back leg is straight, and right away, because I'm very tight here, I feel my hip flexor stretching. You have the chair back. Again, your arm will be thus, or thus. So everybody has an option, yes? Okay, those of you standing behind the chair, those of us, I will do seated option with you. So we're holding on, we're squeezing, lifting, reaching. You're welcome to leave the hand in front or let it reach to where the wall meets the ceiling or let it go further. Find your breath. Release. Those in the chair, lean slightly forward so you can drag the back leg up and then make your way to the other side. From those doing crescent pose, you bring the arm down, you step up, go behind the chair to the other side, and I will stand with you for crescent pose. Those of you seated, your left leg goes over the edge, your right knee drops down, you squeeze with your tush and reach with your right arm. Those of us behind the chair, the left foot is forward, the right foot is back, and my heel is up. Right away I feel that, squeeze the back knee, lift up my chest. It is a wobbly pose. Left leg in front, left arm in front. Or up, or up. You get to be you. Connect to your breath. Everyone releases. If you're in the chair, lean forward so you can drag the back leg up. Those of us behind, hold on to the chair and step the back leg up. Nice. So I'll come to the seat of the chair again, thinking up when you sit down, grounding down when you lift up. That's how it goes. Okay. So my knees are going to be together and my palms will be touching. We'll learn this seated, and if you'd like to stand up and do it instead, that's okay. Palms are together. This is the fly the butterfly. So I'm holding my legs together. If I'm standing, I'm going to hold my legs together as well. On the inhale, I open my palms like a book. On the exhale, I point my fingers to me, let them drop down and go away from me. Now I cross my thumbs and let the arms go up where up feels right for you. That's the breath in. On the breath out, the arms come back down, turn upside down. The palms are up as I'm giving to you. And the next breath is open up. And the exhale is hands return to Namaste. I will guide you through this. Feel free to sit or stand. Inhale, open the book. Exhale, bring the hands in, down, cross your thumbs, go away. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, lower the hands down, turn the palms up. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, squeeze your legs and hands at Namaste. Continue, I'll stand. Inhale, open the book. Exhale, dive the hands in and down, cross your thumbs. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, lower the arms, turn the palms forward. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, close twice more. Breathe in, open the book. Breathe out, draw the hands in and down. Breathe in, make the butterfly. Exhale, lower the arms and turn the palms forward. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, close the pose. One last time and I'll go back to seated. Inhale, open the book. Exhale, dive the hands in, cross your thumbs. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, lower, open the palms. Last breath in and close the posture. Everyone come to a seated position. Have the knees together. Rest on your hands and bring the chest out. So I've hinged from my hips. I am not rounding forward. To prove my point, I'll turn sideways. So rather than going like this, I have shifted so my back is still in that natural position. So I'm going to be doing some twisting. If your spine says, twisting, I'm not so sure. You can raise the arm without turning. So here's the thing, your arms are attached to your collarbone. Your collarbone is attached to your shoulders, one to the other. So if one shoulder goes forward, naturally the other shoulder goes back. Keep that in mind because I understand there is a tendency when raising the arm to think it just has to be this. It can get further if you drop one shoulder to make the other shoulder go back. Yes? Okay. So I'm sitting tall, my bundles are engaged, and I shift forward. So my hands are right there for support. Let's use your left forearm from the wrist to the elbow down on your thighs. Now I know you need to look up momentarily to see. You're going to let the right arm drop. And as you breathe in, that right arm will travel across your floor and up along your wall. Now that left shoulder is going to drop down as the right shoulder goes up toward your ceiling. Come back down the ceiling to where the wall is, down the wall, along the floor, both hands on your thigh, and bring yourself up. So that was our first test run. We'll do the other side. And here's what I want you to note. As you hinge forward and place that forearm over, what happens when we twist is the hips go, and really this is just a spine twist. So try not to you'll feel the knees with your arm. Try not to let them slide by one another. So the left arm is down, squeeze your legs together. Let the arm travel across your floor, up along the wall. Now that bottom shoulder goes forward as the top shoulder goes back. As you reach up, if you're not twisting, you're just raising the arm probably to the side. Lower the arm down the ceiling, down the wall, and across the floor, both hands on your leg, and rise up. Now I know you needed to watch me to see what was going on. This time I want you to watch your space. You're going to watch the moving arm. You're going to watch it as it goes across all the parts of your floor. You're going to watch it as it goes up your wall or window or door. You're going to watch it as it goes above your ceiling. You're going to really stay in the moment rather than just getting through it. So practicing being in the moment. Tall, bandhas, hinge, left arm, and I'm wrapping it behind my right knee. Okay, you be you. Anchor your shoulders. Breathing in, the arm travels across the floor, up the wall, bottom shoulder forward, reach up, stay here for a few breaths. On your exhale, travel the ceiling, look at your wall, watch your hand come across the floor, both hands on your thighs, mindfully rise, watch your blood pressure, knees together. Leaning forward, right arm secure, left arm. Now focus on you. Inhale across your floor, up your wall, bottom shoulder forward, up toward the ceiling. Stay for a few breaths. High hand comes down the ceiling, down the wall, across your floor, back to center, roll yourself up. So I'm gonna not use my hands, separate my feet. Now you're welcome to do this standing, but let's do the seated option. Without using your hands, unless you need to, you're gonna lift up the right leg and place it over your thigh. Making sure that that ankle, knee, and the bottom foot are stacked up, because sometimes this happens, or this happens. So lined up. Then once you have yourself up, grab a hold of your shin, lift up tall, and then we'll meet there. If you thought, I might like the standing option, Karen, you're gonna open your leg, bring it across your thigh. The standing knee will bend, the hips go back, you lean forward, and you can hold here using the chair for extra stability, using the hands on your leg, or placing your hands in your heart. So everybody gets positioned to here, and then hinge or lean forward. And you should feel this around your hip and into your glutes. If you were ever told you shouldn't do this, you'll cross at the ankles instead of having your ankle on your thigh. So if this is not available today, cross your ankles, lift your chest, and lean forward. You're gonna go a lot further than the rest of us. Now I'm going to add another twist. So if you come up and stay in the chair for a moment, I'm going to deal with the people who may have done the standing option. So if you're here, you're going to come up. If you can, take your foot to the chair. And then you're going to hold on to the chair back, lift the arm of the knee that's in front, and you're going to turn this way. So your foot is on the chair. For those who might be in the chair and you're sitting up waiting for me, you're gonna hold on instead to the chair, you're gonna hold on to the ankle with your left hand, reach your right arm out. We'll all turn toward the right and reach and extend. Go as far as you can go. And return back center. No hands, offload the leg. Those of you standing will go to the other side. I will join you. Those in the chair, look, no hands. Best you can, place the ankle above the thigh. Track and line things up. It's okay to look down and monitor. Grab your shin, lift nice and tall. Those standing, open up your leg. Cross ankle on top of thigh. Hips back, you go forward. You can hold the chair, let go of the chair for another element. Some of us are going to feel it in the hips, some of us will feel it in the glutes. Keep lengthening your spine. This is not a rounded position. As you come to sit up, those of us in the back standing up, hold on to the chair, set your foot on the chair. Everyone has the left arm, and we turn. Do you think you're turning the same amount on each side? Think about it. And return center. If you're seated, uncross the leg. If you're standing, offload the leg. If you're standing, I want you to stand and turn and face your chair with your feet about as wide as your hips or a little wider. If you're at the chair, seated, you're going to stay there, and we're all going to bring the hands behind. And I'll show you the options. You can just kind of grab what you can grab, your fingers, your thumb, or you can take the fingers and lace them so that the palms are together. If you're standing, there's a forward fold. So I would straighten the elbows, causes my shoulders to go back, let my heart go forward. Now, you can stop knowing the chair is there. You can let your head come to the chair. If you say, I'm okay going upside down, then you could step away from the chair and let your head drop down. If you're seated in the chair, your arms are still behind you, and you just lean forward where you can go. Mindfully rise up. If you're standing and bent all the way over, be aware of blood pressure issues. Make your way to the chair. Even if you're seated, as you come up, you may feel that blood pressure change. Stay seated, it will work its way out. Release the arms. Bring the legs back to Tadasana. We're all seated in Tadasana. Take your palms, open hands, slide from your hips down to your fingers, down to your knees, then use your fingers and come back up your leg. So pressing down on those thigh muscles, kind of squeezing your legs, then using your fingertips as a nice little stroke back. Use a breath out, tighten the belly, effort. Breath in, floating back. Now this time I'm going to let the hands come around my knees and give them a little love. So in the cooler months of the year, this is always nice, not only for your knees to bring them some warmth, because they're happier when they're warmer, but how about your hands? Yes, to warm those hands. Leave the hands on your thighs. So we're going to lead with the heart, as we often say in yoga. You're going to bring the heart forward, tighten through the belly, bow the head, and roll back. Now for some people who have osteoporosis, this should be modified. You can still do it, you're just not going to be excessive with it. The angle from the side will show you that I'm leaning out with my heart, tightening through my belly and rolling back. I can make more of this by arching my back, bowing my head and rolling through my spine. So it's almost like a slow whiplash motion. It's not fast, it's to be enjoyed. Inhale as you go forward and exhale when you tighten and come back. Last time. As you sit nice and tall, back to your mountain pose, turn and look to the right, just your head. Kind of feel that your chin moves toward the shoulder. Look down to the floor, over the side, down to your belly. Place your head up. Look to the left. Body stays forward, just the head turned. Look down to the floor. Oh, how are those necks? Down to your belly. And head up. Variation as we go the second time, starting the other way, would you just fold your hands behind? Though you don't have to, you can leave them by your side. Turn to your left. Look down. Bow your head. Lift your head. Look to the right. Down to the floor by your side. Down to your belly. And sit tall. So a few moments in Shavasana. Some of you at home may feel comfortable laying down on the floor, maybe even putting your feet up on the chair. Some of you might want to sit back in the chair, let your legs kind of fall out. Use that chair as relaxation. Your palms can be up or grounded. So this is where you do nothing. And that might be a challenge for many of you, to do nothing. To just sit in silence without having monkey mind. It's a thing. So may I suggest that you just tune into your breath. As you lower or close your eyes, finding that internal quiet place. Where is that place? Letting the breath slow. Knowing that things can get busy in the head, you can always just talk to your body to relax. Wait a few moments in this position until I ring the singing bowl, allowing this time to be yours. Deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Awaken your body. Stay in that restful state and consider these thoughts that I share at the end of our practice. When a friend is in trouble, don't annoy him by asking if there's anything you can do. Think up something appropriate and do it, is our thought today. So let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Maybe one of the most useless things we can say. People overwhelmed by illness, grief, or hardship can't or won't always ask for help they need. Even if they can identify and express what they need, they may feel reluctant to ask. Are there any dishes to be washed? Children to be watched? Lawns to be mowed? The simplest task or ordinary in our ordinary lives may be going undone during a crisis. So pick up a dish towel, or grab a lawnmower, or just do what needs to be done, staying with a friend. So thought to consider, I will help others in need by taking on some of the mundane but essential activities that they are too distracted to handle. There's probably some value in that there for some of us, so sit nice and tall. Mula Bandha, the base of your torso, the action of Uddiyana. Lift up the heart, relax the neck and shoulders, release the arms. Take a breath as the arms go up and come together. Place the hands at the heart, and remember that word that we say to one another. It's simple. It means the best in me honors the best in you. And so, namaste. Thank you for joining this practice. You can do it again anytime you like, and I hope to see you soon.